It was 2000, and I got into the electrical industry as an apprentice. I started my apprenticeship in February or March of 2000, and obviously went through the entire apprenticeship, became a journeyman, and then transitioned out of the field to corporate, to ComEd, and I worked in the overhead operating department in their Chicago South headquarters, and then I want to say 3 years later ended up coming back to the electrical construction industry when Shon started LiveWire. There was only two of us at the time.
I've been an electrician since I got in the summer helper program back in '96, and worked for some small firms, actually just getting my feet wet, and worked actually in the field and in the office, and then actually got into the apprenticeship in '97, did a full apprenticeship, and actually started running work as a foreman before I got out of my apprenticeship, and then just transitioned into, I've always been wanting to learn and do more and know more and be the best apprentice that, the company had, and, always kind of demonstrate my showmanship when it came to my skills as being an electrician. And, I sought those opportunities out. And when I got my supervising electrician license with the city of Chicago, that really gave me wings to kind of really start my own thing. And then next thing you know, I started LiveWire, actually out in Indiana. It was a small project for the Gary Housing Authority.
Yeah, that was our first real contract.
Yeah, first real union contract. And so actually Angela was a foreman on that project and project manager. I was actually running all of the administrative. I was like the superintendent as well. And so we had a few guys from the hall out that way, and we just started, rocking and rolling. And we took a chance, and we started making it happen. I guess the thing that the takeaway is all of the money that I built up in my pension, I liquidated it all. And I borrowed a few bucks from my good friend Angela and my parents and my brother, and culminated to about maybe just about under $100,000. And I said, okay, I'm betting on myself, and let's see where this goes. And we did that. At the time, I didn't know what I didn't know. So it was actually very exciting, taking on this new venture and learning along the way. And in retrospect, I think it was a little easier than it is now, because I have so many people to manage and coordinate, and things that we have to talk about, so many different things that can go awry. So it's, I think looking back on it, it's actually probably one of the more fun times of
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, starting out, because it was in my basement where I set up the company and started out. And so she had keys to the house, so she can go down, she get the coffee pot started, go downstairs, and I'm still getting together, and she's already in the house, and now we're rocking and rolling and having conference meetings in my basement living room next to the TV set, and it was a good time. It was a good time.
The challenge was definitely to, grow something, home grow it, right? Grassroots movement kind of thing, and kind of have something that's yours, that relies fully on your capabilities and your capacity. At the time, it was a much smaller endeavor and was easy for us to keep our arms around, but over the years, we saw that as the company grew, we were being challenged to grow as leaders. We were being challenged to grow as professionals, thrive on, challenges and kind of making my own way. And even as an apprentice, that was very difficult, to come up as a woman of color and as a woman, period, in this industry, is a challenge in its own. And, you know, many times I wanted to quit. And Shon was there telling me, no, you're too close to finishing. You need to finish. You're going to be fine. You're just having a bad day. You know, it's going to be great. And so having that kind of encouragement from somebody who you respect and somebody who you look up to is really, really important. Shon has always said, you know, he really, as a business owner, as a young guy, you know, as a Black man coming up, there weren't a whole lot of people to look up to for him as that business owner. We've had to rely on each other quite a bit, and you know, encourage each other and kind of, you know, be formidable against, you know, the world, and that's really, really been, I think, the key to just being in business. And we've struggled. We're having hard times now. COVID has been just a tremendous impact on our business. You know, we're going through things now, but we've been through so much already. It's kind of like, all right, what's next? You know?
Right. I don't even think I would be here if Angela hadn't came to the company. There's no way I could have done everything that I've done. LiveWire couldn't have done everything that it has done without a strong Black woman by my side to make it happen. You figure out of the thousands of contractors that are union in the city of Chicago, figure Cook County, you probably have about a half a dozen or more that are African American that can do large projects. And, you know, that's something that we need to change. And I wanted to help be a part of that change. So I wanted to demonstrate that a small African American firm can get opportunity and we can grow our business and be just as successful and demonstrate just as much talent as any other organization our size that's in this trade. We're not just here to make a buck, we're here to make a difference. And I think LiveWire has always demonstrated that with the labor that we put on our projects. And once people begin to see that this is not a pass-through company, this LiveWire is the real deal. LiveWire, the owner has worked with the tools. The vice president has worked with the tools. And we actually know the work. We're not just business people. We actually know the work. We're homegrown. And once people got that message and saw that, actually a lot of our customers started to say, hey, we're going to give you an opportunity. We're going to give you a chance. I give a lot of credit to Local 134 because, quite frankly, out of all the trades in the Chicagoland area, Black electricians surpass all the numbers by double digits in any other trade. And that's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here, right? Once I got into the trade, I would say it saved my life. I realized how smart I was. I realized how good with my hands I was. And, I encourage us to do more to get young people, all minorities, into the trade and not look at the trades as, well, you didn't go to college, so go do this. It's not a secondary, right? It's not a secondary alternative lifestyle to take just because you couldn't do something else. It's actually a very good way to make a living.
I really feel like the narrative around that needs to change, and people need to see that there's nothing demeaning about working with your hands and building something. They can automate a lot of things, but they will never be able to automate a human building something, right? There is a path that you can build on, a foundation that you can build on that the trade gives you, and your career doesn't stop there. And so I went through Chicago Women in Trades, the Technical Opportunities Program. That prepared me to take the test to get into the apprenticeship. And I've gone back since and talked to those groups of women coming out of the TOP program. And that's something that I always say is that this is a building block. Yes, you can stay in the trade past your apprenticeship and have a wonderful career, or you can use it to continue building your knowledge of the industry, getting into leadership positions, project management, estimating. And, all these opportunities come from that base foundation. You have to have the vision for it though, and you have to know that that's the opportunity.
The seed has to get planted somewhere. I mean, we can't see that future being greater for people from our community being in the trades and being leadership in the trades until we plant that seed. The numbers are where they are because we haven't done a good job making sure that those seeds have been planted well in the Black and brown communities. So now let's go back and let's right that. Mm-hmm. Let's bump those numbers up. Let's attract more apprentices from junior high all the way through high school and make sure that they understand and know about the trades. Yeah. It is probably one of the most difficult businesses, in my opinion, that you can get into. And the electrical trade, we are the first ones and the last ones on the project. So it's we experience the entire flow of the project, the ups and the downs, and I want to make sure that the next generation coming behind us, they understand how to tackle those issues, how to be smart about managing their business and their overhead and understanding their contracts and how to do business, because their success is all of our success. I mean, everybody, I think wants to leave some sort of a legacy behind to say, hey, I did my part. And if LiveWire was to go away tomorrow, I'd say, Angela and I, we did our part. We put a lot of people to work, not just from our community, but from all communities.